Hello, I'm Tina. Welcome to my channel, Embracing Aging. I wanted to talk a little bit today about spirituality. We did touch on it yesterday when I talked about holistic healthcare, and the previous day when I spoke about the Wheel of Life, there is a section in there for spirituality, and I just wanted to talk a little bit more about that. I've just looked up it's difficult to define. For me, it's difficult to define, but it's just, for me, it's a feeling, and it's a feeling of universal connection with the universe, the natural environment, and the people who live in it, the people on this planet. Dictionary defines it as the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things, which probably needs another definition. What do we mean when we talk about soul? Let's have a look. Talking about soul music. Okay. It says here that the belief is that the soul is the immaterial aspect or essence of a human being. Okay, I can get that, because for me, when I've seen someone who's recently passed, there's some, like, an emptiness. There's just the shell left there, and we can see that something, the essence has left that person. There's just the body there, and the soul has left the body. And yeah, I think for me, as I say, spirituality is actually a feeling of connectedness, and I didn't always feel that way. I was brought up, I think it's very different to religion. I was brought up as a Catholic, and even when I was growing up, I couldn't understand why my dad would make us go to Mass as children, but he didn't go to Mass. And the Catholic Church teaches that if you miss Mass on a Sunday, you'll go to hell, and that's a big thing for a child, a little girl who may be 8 or 9, to believe that if you don't go to Mass, that you're going to be condemned to some being burnt in hell. And it's actually quite scary, that kind of concept. And as I grew older and I questioned more and more about what I was, we go to church and we go to Mass and we just kind of recite the prayers and the whatever, and just sort of parrot fashion, like when you learn your times tables at school. And I came to the realization that I wasn't 100% like believing what I was being told, and I didn't understand why you couldn't have a good Jew or a good Muslim or a good whatever and still, go to heaven. And for me, that kind of, it was fundamental in me, like looking for something else. But I've always had a kind of a belief in a higher power. And for me, that's not like kind of a God sitting on a cloud somewhere. For me, it's, as I say, it's sort of the universe, connectedness to the universe, to the planets, this planet, the planets out there, and just the environment, the natural environment, is really important to me. That feeling that when we die, that whatever happens to our physical bodies, whether we're cremated or whether we're buried, we still, like, the cycle starts again. Our ashes, maybe scattered, and a tree will grow or a flower, and the bees or the birds will pollinate the tree or the flower, and there'll be new growth, and it just carries on. And that for me is sort of the basis of my belief, and my view of spirituality is that we're always here, that our energy is always here in the universe, and it never dies. It takes on a different form. And similarly, you know, if we're buried, you know, just thinking about that when we used to be kids, who say that when you die, the worms, what is it? The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, your brains come dribbling down your snout. I just thought about, but I'm thinking about, like, you know, your body decomposing. And again, you know, eventually we'll be part of the earth and things will grow from that. And so I believe that our essence is always here, and that energy is always here. And similarly, that energy lives on in the people whose lives we've touched. They lives on in their hearts and their minds. And so I believe that we're always here. And for me, that is the essence of, I'm not sure I'm explaining it well, but for me, that's the essence of my spirituality, is the belief that in that connectedness, that we're all together in this somehow. And I do feel that sort of energy, because the energy never leaves us, that it can be affected by, we can be affected by other people's energies. I think I talked in an earlier video about mood hoovers and how other people's energies we can get sucked down into negative ways of thinking because of other people's energy. So, you know, for me, like, energy is a very real thing. And that is, my sort of spirituality is a belief in a higher power, and I believe in karma as well. And I don't necessarily believe that, you know, like if somebody does a dirty on you, you know, I don't believe you're kind of getting even, if you know what I mean. But I do believe that if you put good out there, good will come back to you in some form or another, not necessarily the way you're expecting. So, yeah, I just thought I would share that with you, because it's an interesting concept for me, you know, the difference between spirituality and religion, and addressing spirituality in terms of well-being. And I think it's something to think about, really. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with another video for you. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about, but I've got some of the things that I do want to chat about at some stages. The things that prevent you from embracing aging, you know, like kind of the physical aspects of aging, but also things like, you know, finances and things, and putting things in place, and also stress management. It's something I'm going to talk about at some stage. I haven't quite worked out a program yet, but a lot of, I'm just finding now that the more I do this, the more I'm kind of winging it, but not really. It's something, you know, I'll read something that inspires me, and I just come on here to talk about it. So again, I'm really grateful for everyone who's following me, who's finding value in some of the things I've got to say. And please comment below, because, you know, I don't really like to kind of open a dialogue, particularly about spirituality and your views on it. So yeah, please comment and like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to get a notification when I'm next post a video. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for your support. It means the world to me, and I'm very grateful. So thanks again, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye.